Hello guys, welcome back to Simply Blissful Living. Today I'm sharing a recipe for Aloo Matar Tarkari. This is made with dry peas, not fresh peas, and this is how we make it typically on the island. Of course, every recipe has certain variations, but I wanted to share my version with you guys. This is made with some eggplants, potatoes, and peas that are soaked overnight. So let me tell you what you need. You're going to need some dried peas that you're going to soak overnight. I'm using 1 cup of dried peas. You want to soak it for at least 6 to 8 hours. We're going to take a couple of potatoes. I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes. They're medium-sized potatoes that I've cut into uniform size. You can use any type of potato you prefer. And then this is optional, but you can add some eggplants. I used about 1 large eggplant, the Asian kind, the long kind, but it's optional, so you don't have to use it. We're also going to need some onions. This is about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of sliced onion. Some tomato puree. I pureed tomatoes, so it's about 1 cup of tomato puree. A couple of tablespoons of ginger garlic paste, and then some fresh curry leaves or curry pilli or tejpatti. And then for spices, we're going to need some garam masala, some turmeric, some hing, which is asafoetida, and some cumin, so cumin seeds. And then I'm using amchur powder for my souring agent. You can use tamarind or anything else. And then optionally you can use dried chilies or fresh chilies. I'm also going to use 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and then salt to taste. You're also going to need some oil to cook this dish. So we're going to start off on medium to medium high heat in a pan of any choice. I'm using a non-stick pan. We're going to take a couple of tablespoons of oil, and then we're going to saute the onions until they're translucent. Once the onions are done, we're going to go in with our ginger garlic paste and our curry leaves, and we're going to saute that for a minute until the raw flavor of the ginger and garlic goes away. Next, we're going to add the tomato puree and mix it in really well. Then we're going to cook it with the cover on for a couple of minutes or until the oil starts oozing out of the mixture. When the tomato starts oozing out oils on the side, it means it's cooked really well. Now we're going to add in all of our spices, and we're just going to dump it in, and then we're going to mix it really well. And then we're going to cook this for a couple of minutes. You want to make sure that the masalas cook really well. It gives a great depth of flavor to the dish. So we're going to cover it and cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes, again to wait until the oil starts oozing out. We're now going to add the peas and the eggplants if you're using them, along with some salt. So I like to salt my food as I go. So I add a little bit of salt at each stage, but you can add all the salt that you want at this point or adjust later on. It's up to you. We're also going to add the baking powder at this point and stir it in really well. So the baking powder, according to my mom, helps the peas cook through a little bit quicker, and you don't have to cook it on the stove top for like hours. Typically peas, even if you soak them, take an hour or so to break down, but this dish takes about 30 minutes, and I think the baking powder helps with that. Once the mixture is well combined, we're going to put the lid back on, and we're going to cook this mix on medium to medium low for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and uncover and add some water. I added a cup of water, but you can adjust this according to your liking. I wouldn't go less than a cup, but anything more than a cup if you want more gravy in your curry. Now we're gonna cook this for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, we're gonna give it a quick stir and add our potatoes. I'm gonna drop the heat to low, and I'm gonna cook this mix for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the potatoes are done. And the way to test it is to just slice through it with your spoon, and if it slices through easily, then the potatoes are done and your curry is completely done. And you can garnish at this point with some cilantro. I didn't have any on this particular day. This curry goes really well with some hot puris or with some rice or roti. Anyway, it's really good. Go ahead and give this recipe a try. If you like this recipe, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're watching me for the first time, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And as always, until next time, please live blissfully, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.